Hi, my name is Leong Kok Wing. I'm a founding member of Malaysian Stormwater Organization and a my SciSec instructor. Today, I would like to share with you a case of Equatorial Rainforest region, erosion and sediment control, and how it affects sea level rises. Purpose of this presentation is to create awareness to Equatorial Rainforest region, its significance and challenges. Human challenges in construction practices, sediment and erosion control measures, natural challenges in very different climates, soils, terrain, and disasters of floods, fires, and drought. Why and how Equatorial Rainforest sediment and erosion control best practices can affect reduction of additional sea level rises and reduction in global climate change. Malaysia, as you know, shares common traits with countries around the equator, the longest distance around the world, 40,075 kilometers. Together, our rainforest helps convert the world's carbon dioxide to oxygen. However, this process has been reversed recently due to massive deforestation and development activities. We have high rainfall, 2,000 to 3,500 millimeters a year, which is about 14, 15, 16 feet rainfall. Soils are very erosive, heat all year round, average temperature 20 to 35 degrees Celsius. Climate, no season, high humidity, hot or hotter, wet or wetter with recent extremities. We are rich in biodiversity, flora, fauna, and wildlife. Now, this is a cartoon of the world. As you can see, the equator, and Malaysia is 4 degrees off the equator. And the idea of this map is to show Equatorial Rainforest is strategically located and that they're halfway to the North Pole and halfway to the South Pole, shortest distance, and can affect the world positively or negatively in environment rather quickly because of the shortest distance across. Now, if I may share an analogy, if you can consider this, bear with me, all the world's ocean are in a bathtub, let's say, huh? So like a bathtub here. So let's move the next slide. And there's a lot of talk and scientists discussions and that there's a bathtub and the melting of glaciers is filling up the bathtub. And that's where the ocean is, filling up the ocean for a bathtub, right? But less publicized, ladies and gentlemen, is eroded slopes. Eroded slopes in Equatorial Rainforest means two things because we have bare eroded slopes unattended with poor construction practices and heavy rainfall impact and frequency. What you have is sediment mud flow. And the sediment mud flow will be created and it goes into the drainage channel, which seeps into the rivers and goes into the ocean, filling up this bathtub of sediment. So you have another part of the equation that hasn't been publicized, and because it fills up, right, rising up, eventually it overfills, as in the bathtub, it overfills, and what you have after sea level rises and overfills, you have flooding of coastal communities and sinking of island nations, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. Examples of Equatorial Rainforest challenges, let's say construction practices, and I name a few examples. Huh? This is a vegetable farm in the highlands with no erosion control, sediment control measures. Does erosion and sediment flow here contribute to sea level rises, do you think? And is this sustainable? Okay, that's where I'm leading to. Another example of challenges in construction practices. Property development, main industry, the main activities, rain on impact, exposed soil impacts. Oh, okay, like the exposed soil here. So here, frequent rain impact. The The sediment flow becomes mud flow, discharges from the site into river channels, into the ocean. Another one, road access, mining operation and utility construction, like this, utility company construction, road access. Huh? How about suburban and rural, commercial and plantation development? Commercial development, a big development here, commercial industrial development basically, or plantation development. And roughly I estimated, we're looking at 500-acre site. When left barren for a year, ladies and gentlemen, you're looking at rills and gullies and sheet erosion can discharge up to 600,000 meter cube approximately, and 1 million metric tons, which equates to roughly 80,000 trucks of soil. Now, is this significant? And the answer is yes, absolutely yes. Why? Because this is just one site. How about all the sites in the Equatorial Rainforest region? How about all that happening daily? Okay. How about, let's be picking on all the industries, natural calamities, erosions. Okay, how about forest fires with resulting erosion and mud flow? We had it a couple of years ago in Kalimantan, central Kalimantan, and this is in Sarawak. And as a result, everything is burned out. What you have is everything is deforested and remove vegetation. So because it's in the rainforest region, rain comes very frequently and in high impact and high volume. It goes down also as what happens here, be it construction or natural causes. Now, would you not agree with me, ladies and gentlemen, with the right and design of erosion sediment control plan with the appropriate BMPs installed, inspected, and done well, can we not reduce sediment to rivers? Can we not do that? Can we not reduce sediment to oceans? Therefore, we can reduce additional sea level rises. Agreed? Okay, that's where I'm coming from. Now, this is interesting. The soil journey ends here, ladies and gentlemen, and the ocean silk track of pollution starts here also. Can this be sustainable? No way. Just to share, I read the Journal of Geology in 1983 by papers submitted, published Professor Milliman and Robert Mead. In 1983, 40 years ago, said that worldwide delivery of river sediment to oceans, 15.5 billion tons per year in 1983, of which 70% of this total is derived from Southern Asia and larger islands in the Pacific and Indian Oceans. Ladies and gentlemen, that's 40 years ago. Can you not see, would you not agree with me that is no longer a hypothesis that due to all the deforestations this past 40 years, and construction activities with poor or limited erosion sediment control practices, that amount would have increased many folds? Okay, so that leads me to the earlier analogy now of the bathtub. Okay, so from this analogy of the oceans in the world in a bathtub, I very fear that we are unfortunately going towards the analogy of oceans of the world in a giant silk trap, where the waters are unsafe to swim or do anything, ladies and gentlemen. As UN Secretary Antonio General Guterres said last year, can we break the spiraling code red to humanity? Can we do that? Can we start by thinking the goal? Can we slow down oceans from becoming a giant silk rubbish trap? Can we do that? Perhaps can we consider now, with the foundation of knowledge that we have in erosion and sediment control built over the years from temperate climate countries, colleagues from there, and lecturers and fantastic training manuals and all that, with the foundation of that, can we not leapfrog to research now to develop a set of construction practices written specifically for equatorial rainforest climate and environment here in the equatorial countries, with mitigation measures for erosion control, runoff control, sediment control, BMPs, that shall improve water quality at the site discharges and thereby reduce additional sea level rises and hence reduce global climate change. Way forward, ladies and gentlemen, may I suggest establishing the Equatorial Rainforest region, a one-stop center whereby to conduct local erosion sediment control BMPs research, field tested, and knowledge disseminated with colleagues all over the world helping out on that. This is a photograph of young people that were demonstrating, demanding that awareness of our environment in COP26 action plan and action now. And in the latest cover of Newsweek, Prince Wales said, "Our children judging us." I think he's very true. I thank you for your attention. Let's try and work something out and make things happen. Huh? Thank you so much.